Hello everyone and welcome to your Happy Home Week. My name is Megan Barella and I'm dedicated to supporting you to become that compassionate and confident leader in your family you are here to be. So you are empowered with the tools and support to transform your everyday parenting challenges and stress into connection and cooperation. We're coming together this week to reclaim our birthrights to happy homes and to raise children who thrive from the inside out. Welcome to Happy Home. In this Happy Home Week, we're going to be sharing with you parents' favorite tools and support so you can thrive as a parent and as a person. For when you are thriving, you naturally raise children who thrive. Every day, you'll have a short parenting practice full of those simple everyday tools you can put to use right away to build your happy home and help your family thrive. So please be sure to watch each of the short videos to the end for your daily parenting practice. Before we get started, it's important to know two things. One, we are in the most stressful time in human history to be a parent. Forget the plague, modern day parenting with high divorce rates, the breakdown of community support networks, tremendous financial stress, overscheduled and overbusy lives, and the stress of screens on our brains in the digital era. It officially makes this the most stressful time in human history to be a parent. This is very important to recognize because the number one obstacle to you being the parent you are here to be is stress. If you are struggling as a parent, you're having a hard time, you're not able to show up for your kids and have the patience that you want, please know, one, you're not alone. We're all in this together. And the problem is not you. The problem is the stress of modern day life. The second thing to know is that while it is officially the most stressful time in human history to be a parent, it's also the most exciting time to be a parent today. For the first time in human history, we are gaining an accurate understanding of how the human brain works. And this knowledge is revolutionizing every system and structure in our society today. And you are part of this groundbreaking work. So before, we were literally just guessing the way the human brain works. And from a historical parenting perspective, first we had 500 years of corporal punishment in the way we raised children. Children were considered property, and parents just beat their children into compliance. In the 1960s, behavior psychologists then came along, and through a series of experiments with lab rats, they developed the punishment and reward model, which is really positive and negative reinforcement. So for example, by putting a rat on a wheel in one round, giving the rat cheese, then the rat loves the wheel, right? Round two, put the rat back on the wheel and shock that rat, and the rat wants to avoid the wheel. So behavior psychologists developed positive and negative reinforcements from these experiments with lab rats. Then they took the information and applied it to children and child development. The punishment and reward system was born, which at the time was a vast improvement to corporal punishment, right? But the downside is rats' brains are way different than human brains. And the punishment and reward model today that is still used in our schools and all our societal structures, it doesn't develop the highest capabilities of what it means to be human. So right now, most of us are having super high stress levels, and then we're all in this process, in this collective shift, because that punishment and reward model is no longer working with our children. We are developing, based on brain science, parenting methods based on developing solutions, mutual respect, resiliency, compassion, empathy, and problem-solving skills in our children. The problem is, most of us weren't raised in this way, so we are having to educate ourselves as we're teaching our children. Our goal in this Happy Home Week is to share this knowledge with you, to help soothe your stress levels, to make your life easier and more enjoyable, and help you confidently raise children who thrive from the inside out by having a happy home. So, on that note, are you ready for day one of your Happy Home Week? Pillar number one of your happy home, is cooperation. What all of always want today as parents is to have cooperation naturally, without having to yell, threaten, bribe, punish, or reward our children. Now, we may start off on the road of positivity, wanting to get cooperation naturally, but what happens when our children don't listen? Then we fall back on the old fear-based model of punishing and rewarding. Now, this positive and simultaneously negative aspect of parenting in everyday life is just part of the human experience for all of us. When we can honor that our challenges and our struggles are just a part of life, as our challenges and our gifts and the good times are. And when we learn how to maximize our challenges to help us grow, we are in an optimal state of learning to help our children be in that optimal state of learning. The way I explain this positive and negative aspect of parenting is based on the work of Positive Intent, shared by Dr. Becky Bailey of Conscious Discipline. The way I explain positive intent looks like this. You, my friends, and your positive intent are like the sun. Your positive intent are your strengths, your wisdom, your gifts in parenting and in life. Your positive intent is the sun. It is the essence of you. But what is also reality is that there are storms of life. There are parenting challenges and life stressors, or your children misbehave. And that negative aspect of life is like the storms of life. They come and cover up your sun. What's important to remember is when you are in a cloudy moment of stormy moment of life, when the challenges are taking over your positivity, that just like the sun is always shining even on a stormy day, that your strengths, your gifts in life, your wisdom are always with you. So to kick off day one, cooperation of your happy home, I would like you to just notice the positive and the negative in your life. And the way that you're going to do that is by becoming a gentle observer. A gentle observer is someone who can see clearly what's happening without judgment of good or bad. In fact, again, Conscious Discipline says that awareness is the first agent of positive change. I wholeheartedly agree with this because if we can't see it, how can we ever change it? But the process of looking at our challenges and stress in life, it's literally